flash drives from middle school. This kid, like, I don't think he was rich or anything, but this kid had the first USB thumbstick I ever saw.
Oh, really?
And I was like, what is this magical thing? Like, because it was floppy disks.
Yeah.
That was it. It was like floppy disks. That was like the only way to store files. It was like floppy disks. Yeah. Talking to your microphone.
Yeah. Then there was.
we're already going?
CDs.
CDs. Nuts.
Are we already going?
Yeah. Welcome to the very special episode of Save the Podcast.
You got me.
You want to do the intro?
No.
I remember that there was not CDs.
Wait a second. Hold on. I will not allow you to continue without an actual intro, though.
Oh, welcome to this very special episode of the Save the Third Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Tucker Carlson's Zins. Are we doing that again? This episode is brought to you by a gumball machine full of Zins.
I am your
Host, Tucker Carlson.
You know, me and Tucker are born in the same city.
Where is that?
San Diego.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, God, he's just done so much better than you, hasn't he?
I mean, listen.
He's like 60 years old, though. You got a couple years.
I have a couple more years to catch up with his great achievements in life.
Yeah. I mean, they are, relatively speaking, great achievements.
I mean, depending how you look at it.
It is impressive.
Yeah.
I'm Jabril's. Hello, and you are
Kevin.
Okay. I feel better now that we all understand.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about memory sticks.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been waiting to get back to memory sticks. Because there was CDs. You're right about CDs.
Yes, but you couldn't write to CDs. How the hell?
Yes, you could.
Yeah, they had.
No, back then you couldn't. You had to have like special.
What year are you talking?
Oh Jesus, like 2002.
No, come on, dog. You weren't burning mixtapes and whatnot in 2002?
I remember
Definitely.
that you had to have a special drive to do it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And those kind of became more common later. And then you also had to have special discs to write to.
You had to have blank CDs.
Yeah, but the writable CDs. Remember they had like rewritable and then one-time writable?
But usually I would just get a stack of blank CDs and just do it once. Like,
You definitely did need the drive though.
yeah.
And I don't remember when they became popular computers, but if you bought a new one.
They were definitely it was definitely around back then. Because I remember downloading stuff off of LimeWire in like elementary school.
A floppy disk is closer to a USB thumb drive though, because you can sort of use it over and over again, whereas a CD is sort of one and done. Like I know you could rewrite them, I think. God, I was like,
Yeah,
I
you
get what you're
special
saying.
ones.
I get what you're saying, but like capacity-wise, like they don't compare at all.
Dog shit, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
So
like
it's
if you wanted to take something from one computer to the other, like in a library, like you wanted to give something to your friend, it was way easier. Because I remember at our high school we used like zip drives, and that was super outdated then. Do you remember it was like fat? It was like thick floppies.
I don't know what that is.
No, that was the only time I'd ever seen a zip drive. It was like an obese. Yeah, you remember John. John and I went to the same high school.
That explains it.
Yeah, it was like for whatever stupid reason.
Yeah, I
they
don't
used
remember
these
those.
Fat ass
That looks like
floppy disks
a
called
game
Zip.
system
You
or
wanna know?
something.
You wanna know a fun fact? I've never used a floppy disk in my entire life.
Really?
I've seen them around,
You
but
really
I've
want
never
to be
used them.
efficient when it comes
I
to
think we
writing
are a
and
tiny
editing
bit
your
too
papers. I
young
definitely-
to have really used floppies.
I feel like the capacity just like exponentially increased like too quick to the point where like they became useless almost.
Well, the first
Whatever
memory
that-
sticks, I remember like when those came out.
8 megabytes? No, it was like 2 megabytes.
Yeah, like 32 megabytes was
They were
like
smaller,
That was like a
though.
big
I
thumb
think they're
drive.
way smaller.
Yeah,
than
in
that.
like 2002,
32
2001.
megabytes? Oh, was it like
No,
8?
they were like 2 megabytes, 8 megabytes. Like I remember seeing that 8 megabyte. I remember seeing like an 8 megabyte. I swear to God.
Because if I remember correctly, when I bought my PSP, or my parents bought my PSP, sorry, Mom, in like 2006, I think it was, like a 32 megabytes was going for like 100. It was like really expensive.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Because I just pulled it out the other day, my PSP from the closet, and I was like, 32 megabytes. Wait, this was a big deal at that time.
Yeah. You know what's kind of fucked up now though is I don't know how to get files back and forth between my devices. Like somehow that hasn't gotten figured out. Like everyone's like, oh, it has gotten figured out, but like there really is no way to get a file from your phone to the computer. Like, do you know how I get files from my phone to my computer? I have a Discord message with myself,
Same.
and I named it Clipboard. What I did is I formed a group message, and then I kicked the other person out of the group message, so it was just me in the group message.
Yeah.
And so it is a private Discord DM for just me, and that is how I send files from my desktop to my laptop.
And it's so easy. It's worth the $15 a month for Nitros, so you can send big files.
How the fuck is that the solution? I used to use Google Drive to do this.
It's slower.
Because I had my laser cutter, rest in peace, was plugged into my laptop, and then I would use the laptop to run the software. And I would use Google Drive, but Google Drive will like lock up. It's not instant.
No, it's not. It has to like, I feel like it takes longer to upload the files, and then you have to like scroll through the whole like, like you open your Google Drive and it's like everything you've ever uploaded to it.
So if you do it natively, right, where each computer syncs to Google Drive, right, where you have like a folder on your desktop that's the Google Drive folder, even if you stick something in there, it will sometimes cause like write and read access problems when when Google Drive is locking it to sync it. And so if you like try to save your new file, Google Drive will say, oh, sorry, you can't save right now. Because it's locked, it's protected it, so it can do its syncing.
I hate this fucking chair.
Do you want to switch chairs?
No. I think it adds character to
You're leaning pretty far back.
This is awkward if I do this the whole time.
No, you can lean forward more. Yeah, have you never used one of these?
I love this chair now.
I'm pretty lean back too.
Yeah, here, we can all get...
But yes, it's so funny. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Yeah. So I use Dropbox instead of Google Drive. It's amazing. It's amazing. However, there is still the issue of like getting files to the phone. It's like really complicated.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now we're in a really weird period of like, what do we do with storage? Because like everything is trying to turn to the cloud, but like cloud has its issues. Yeah. And
it's too slow.
One of the biggest problems or issues that I'm facing at this moment is that like I save a lot of stuff on SSD still, right? Just because it's so quick and easy to plug and play. But I've had a couple of hard drives like corrupt on it, and the data's gone.
Forever.
And I'm like, what do I do? Do I put like 80 gigs in the cloud like forever?
Like, you need network storage. So that's like the only solution to this problem.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. So there's one here, and it's the same one I had. I mean, God, it's so annoying. Basically, it's 4 hard drives in a box. Okay. It's a Synology NAS. I wish.
Is it like a RAID configuration?
It's a RAID. Yeah, I don't know which RAID configuration it is, but there's basically 1 disk redundancy. So if one of the disks fails, so what I did basically,
I hate this so much.
I know. No, this is like this is the easiest way to do it. I bought the box. It's like I don't remember. It was like I think the whole thing was like $2,500 with the drives. So I bought 6 10 terabyte like server hard drives.
Okay.
I bought the box, the NAS from Synology.
Yeah.
I put 4 discs in the box, and I got 2 different brands of discs. So it was like one brand of disc and then another brand of disc.
This was a
just in case
decision?
Yeah, because it's like, what if they all come from some same batch?
I hate this so much. Holy hell!
I don't know if this is what I did. And then I had 2 extras. So what happens is if you have a disc fail, you pull it out, you shove one of the 2 replacements in. I just keep them like literally because you don't want to do that thing where it's like, oh, my shit's all fucked up. I need to go figure out which hard drive to buy. Like, no, I just pre-bought them. That way they're right there. If something goes wrong, you just shove them in. And then it will rebuild that disk from the other 3. So during that rebuild process, you don't have redundancy anymore. So if another disk fails, you're totally screwed.
I hate that so much.
But you can access over your network.
No, I love the concept. I just hate like all the loops you have to go through just to try and protect some fucking data. Like,
I think the easiest way, like you said, is just to buy a new hard drive when it fills up.
Yeah, but then it corrupts.
Yeah, then it corrupts. That's the issue that I have. Like, I have data that like I really want to access, but I can't. Like,
is it because I know with SSDs, it's like if you can only read and write them a certain amount of times.
Dude, you freaking.
But I think that's like a lot. I mean, you have to use those as like a media server for that to happen.
Yeah.
Or like mining Bitcoin or something.
No, dude. No way. No way.
I have a question. Why is the discovery of like writing to vinyl like one of the greatest inventions ever?
Like plastic?
You just like you write like songs to vinyl. It's just analog data. It's just like as long as the grooves, stay intact.
Very low density though.
Meaning?
I mean, you can store the same information on something the size of an ant's testicle if you do it digitally.
What? I don't understand. What?
You can. It's like a huge amount of space required to store song physically.
No, I understand that part.
But if you take an ant's testicle and you pump it full of electronics, I'm trying to say that ants have really small balls and that you can fit your favorite. You can fit probably every song Britney Spears ever made on an ant's testicle. Maybe every song ever made.
How confident are you that ants even have testicles?
Well, you saying that made me waver a bit. I'm not very confident right now. Do ants have testicles?
I mean, think about the queen. What does the queen do?
Wait. Something, is this Google AI? The male reproductive system of the fire ant consists of testes, vasa efferentia, vasa differentia, seminal vesicles, accessory glands, ejaculatory duct, wedge. That's the full term, just wedge.
Listen, my question is, what's the point of them having fucking balls?
Fucking balls.
If the queen does all the baby birthing.
Do they all have balls?
I would think none of them have balls. I don't think they have penises.
It says something. It just said they've got a thing. They've got different.
They've got to have something, you know? They've got a wedge.
I love this Reddit insect. Someone else had the same fucked up thought.
How much data can you fit in DNA? Isn't it like petabytes or something?
So not exactly an answer, but you should check out the sausage fly. No, I want to know about ants, dog.
I know spiders, it's in one of their arms.
Yes.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
they have testes and produce sperm.
What?
But they're internal.
So the queen has to just eat them. The queen has to shove the male ants up her butt. Well, so what I was saying is Britney Spears songs on ant balls.
How much data can you fit in DNA?
No, I think the impressive part of DNA is how fast it travels.
Look, the point of
Stop
getting
talking.
that is listen, what we need to do.
Oh, I have to keep talking. It's a podcast.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to type this in.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got to kill the downtime. Okay, I'll give you get 10 seconds of silence from us.
10 seconds.
Nope, it's already typed in.
All right.
Okay,
well,
good.
Look,
215 petabytes and 1 gram of DNA. No, what about one?
Yeah, but it's the same shit over and over again.
No, but you can use those like ones and zeros to make your own data.
In 1 gram though, but that's like 1 continuous gram.
What about 1 strand?
Yeah, exactly. Like how much does 1 set of DNA?
you're onto something. I think you're onto something. But first, you got to figure out how to read the data, right?
Mm-hmm.
DNA can store 2 bits per nucleotide. This is only like per
2 bits
per
I don't know what the
gram.
fuck that means.
Come on, it's got to be 300 megabytes, large chromosome.
1.5 gigabytes per DNA strand. 3 gigabytes if you count both base pairs.
So what you're saying is our DNA is about 3 gigabytes
Yeah.
worth of data.
Yeah.
So like the saying that it's more than that is just the same stupid thing over and over again. Imagine.
Well, ideally, if you were to have the entire DNA strain, you can replace every single, what are they called?
What?
Every every chromosome.
Bits,
Yeah.
bits.
Then ideally, that would be the capacity, right? The petabytes or whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine you're like, hey man, can I borrow all the data from school, all your homework assignments that you have saved on your DNA memory? And they're just like, yeah, sure. What do they do? How do they give it to you?
You don't want to know the answer.
I know you're thinking what I'm thinking.
They made it this way, so it's really hard to cheat.
You're like, I'll give you the only problem is you have to give them all your data at the same time. You have to give them like all your banking details and everything. It's all just one source. It's like this, you have like 1 USB stick that's like a petabyte, but you have no other way to store it.
It is actually similar to a USB
It's
stick.
all or nothing, baby. Anyways, give me 30 seconds. I'll get your files together.
But in all seriousness, I like that direction because look, I think that whoever invents like the next analog thing is going to be ultra million trillion.
Like analog storage, like for music or
No, just data. Just zeros
like
and
for
ones
storing data.
Yeah.
That's digital, not analog.
Oh, right.
Analog is like using
Convert the zeros and ones to analog is what I'm saying.
to like
Put your entire Dropbox onto whatever the next thing
like
is,
a rock.
And then you can read and write, or not write.
It's already on rocks.
I think that
Silicon rocks.
yeah, I don't know what the right answer is. I wish everything worked kind of the way that Apple does it, but everyone should like keep it in their own ecosystem. which kind of pisses me off because it's just like you can't really do what you want unless you buy all their own stuff.
You can finally kind of transfer files from your iPhone to your computer, but it's kind of a nightmare.
Can you? But because you're using Windows though.
Yeah.
But if you have all Apple,
it's actually still kind of a pain in the ass.
Is it still a pain in the ass?
I think it's actually worse.
Oh.
Because then they want you to use like their media importer.
Oh god.
Which doesn't work as good as like the File Explorer file browser. So.
It's always pissed me off about Apple is the fucking Photos app.
Yeah, the Photos app.
Oh my god, die.
Yeah, I just want to use my iPhone as like I want the images to be like on a mass storage device.
I'm too smart for Apple and too stupid for Linux.
Yeah, dude, true.
That's how I feel. Like, give me more control, but holy shit, Jesus, not that much control.
Yeah. I don't want to have to use a command prompt to like change my screensaver.
Use Linux?
I have a Linux. I
installing
touch
packages.
it only when I need to.
I don't really understand. Like, I kind of get it. It's just a lot. There's a lot of things, and I'm like, I don't care about all these things. I remember trying to get this is like my worst Linux experience. I was using a BeagleBone, which is just sort of like a Raspberry Pi, but it's more meant for robots, I guess, because it has more hardware connected to it.
More microcontroller-y?
Yeah, it's more microcontroller-y, more hardware-y. You have to like configure things to make the things do things. Like it's almost like you're in a microcontroller, but you're in like an operating system. It was horrible.
What year?
This was like maybe 6-7 years ago at my old jobs. You have to like configure it to. You're like, I would like to enable the I2C port. And you do that by like writing to a text file, and I was like, fuck this.
Oh yeah, that's the fun shit.
Dude, that was horrible.
Yeah, that's the fun shit.
You have to find, and like none of it really works. You have to find like someone else who figured out.
I look at it as like driving a manual car. You just have all the control in the world. You know what I mean? I tell you when to shift, bitch. No, I tell you.
I tell you when to inject fuel and exactly how much fuel to inject, and you have to do all this timing by hand, and you hate it. You're like, I tell the suspension when to go up and down.
Fair enough. I usually just use some popular
library
distribution OSs, and they get the job done fairly well.
I tried to do Linux for Windows or whatever that's called, and it was a disaster.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds bad.
And I went onto the Linux Discord, some Linux Discord server, and I explained what I was doing, and they just laughed at me.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the fucking worst.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
I wish I was better with computers. Like I'm pretty good. I think that like a lot of people, they watch, Harry Potter and some of these other like magic fantasy things, and they're like, wow, I wish I knew magic. And it's like there's literally fucking magic at your fingertips with a computer. And people are too, I think, like kind of lazy maybe to actually practice, like how much effort it would take to actually practice to get good at it. Because you can do literally fucking anything.
Give me one example, I'm curious, that you couldn't do with like a robot.
Well, I mean, a robot is a computer, right? Like a computer will let you like.
So then what are you saying?
I'm just saying that like computers are magic. Like you can basically do magic with a computer if you learn how to do it.
Okay.
People are maybe unwilling to put that effort into it.
Wait, hold on. Just to make sure. I heard you say that you wish that you were better at computers.
I wish I was better at computers.
Okay, but then you said robots are computers. Now I'm confused.
I mean more maybe operating systems. Okay. Like robots are like really stupid computers. Okay, I mean, oh Jesus, this if you want to make a really simple robot, you can use a very simple microcontroller like an Arduino. Well, some Arduinos. Well, Jesus, gets more complicated.
It's just kind of semantics, really.
Yeah. Basically, for me, I'm really good at using really low-level microcontrollers, like very simple things where it's like you have a data sheet, it's like 1,000 pages long, it completely documents the entire thing. It's like a kind of a dumb modern microprocessor that has a lot of hardware attached to it that you can configure and enable to do the stuff you want to do. When you start looking at more advanced computers, like 32-bit microcontrollers, or let's say microcomputers, like it's I don't know what's the difference between a microcontroller and a microprocessor is.
Raspberry Pi.
Like a Raspberry Pi, it goes so much deeper because there's so much more shit. Like you have video stuff, you have video hardware, your graphics crap, you have sound. Like there's so many hardware components that are like attached to this thing that you have to configure to do all the things you want to do, that the data sheet then balloons into like, I don't know. I actually don't even know how many pages, like what, 100,000 pages, 10,000 pages? Like, it's so much more complicated. There's so many more things. Then you know, there's like stuff that I've never even played with, like DMA, like direct memory access, where you can basically have things kind of happening automatically by connecting memory to other places, so that in the background, like asynchronously, things are doing things.
Or like getting transferred and triggering other things. Like,
yeah, exactly. And so it's like in a microprocessor, like one of the magic tricks you can do is called interrupts, because an interrupt is able to bypass any sort of instructions, or it's like, I'm a computer, I'm trying to figure out when I should do something, and then the interrupt comes in and lets you attach it to like a button. I mean,
it's like, oh, we're doing this now.
It's just, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be like, is this that? If that, then this. It's just like, oh, we're doing this now. And then it gets more complicated.
Well, that sounds like optimization.
Yeah, it is, but some stuff you can't do without it. Like there's too much shit going on, and the microcontroller or microprocessor can't physically do all the things. Like it's too linear. Like it's like your program is like literally one step at a time. And so you have to make it go faster to do all the things you want to do. You have to be able to optimize a little bit. Otherwise, you have to, it's like why, in a computer, when you sleep or use a delay or something, you're not actually delaying anything. You're just giving the computer time to go, the operating system time to go do other things. But in an Arduino or like low-level microprocessor, when you say delay, it literally just fucking stops. Like it crashes, it comes to a halt and says, I'm not doing anything, I'm just counting down.
I think it's only going to get harder because computers are getting more normier and simplified, because like on the new Windows 11, say you want to add like a Bluetooth device, right? It's like some like Bluetooth sensor or something, and you click find new Bluetooth device, it won't show up.
Yeah.
It will not show up in like when it scans for Bluetooth devices, because there's another secret button you have to press that says look for advanced search. Yeah. And if you click that, then it will find all like the extra dongles that aren't just like your Apple AirPods.
Dude, Bill fucking Gates, man. What is he doing all day?
And then it's really bad, because you used to be able to like just right click on like the US or the Bluetooth device, and then it'll give you like all kinds of information about it, like what COM port it's connected to and stuff like that. On Windows 11, you literally can't do that.
Dude, Bluetooth is like this like malformed, like just
it's not just
aborted
that.
fetus
it's
of
the whole control panel
protocol.
In general is just like getting neutered.
I hate it.
They keep circumcising it, and now it's just a stump.
Yeah, they shaved
you can't do
too
anything
much.
with it.
A little off the top. Oh, you have an ant on you right now. Okay, I'm looking, but it's moving too fast.
What do you think, Kevin?
I bet you, dude. That ant has balls. I know it's got balls.
It's right here on my knuckle.
No, that's a girl.
For context, this is a callback to there's an ant crawling on me right now, and it does not have any testicles.
Do ants have testicles? If that YouTube wait, is there a YouTube video of do ants have testicles?
Can you
let's not go back to this.
Wait, can you go to images?
No,
type in ant balls and go to images.
Huge.
God damn it, I tried.
Oh God.
It's my own fault. What am I saying?
I want to see these. I want to see anticles.
All right, now type in squirrel balls.
Squirrel nuts.
So Kevin, you don't like the normification of like interfaces?
God, you want to crack the
No, definitely not. There's definitely a line between like, you like Linux and then like you were saying, and then Windows or something.
Yeah.
It's like it should be somewhere
system.
in between there. Because it's like you don't have really any control of what's going on in the background of, it seems like, Windows anymore.
What is a computer? I think a lot of people have no fucking idea what a computer is.
Well, I think that part of what a computer is streamlining it for the normies.
Board, squirrel nuts.
I think it's part of what a computer is. If you think back to like the dawn of computers, like you had to be a fucking ultra nerd to do anything on a fucking computer.
Because it was like a data sheet that you had to configure everything exactly how you wanted to do, and there was no one else to tell you how to do it. You just had to say like, oh, if I do this, it does that.
Now imagine if it stayed that way, would we still have iPhones and shit?
No, it's this like cemetery of like tech debt of like someone did something here which made it easier for this person to use what they did, and then it just turns into this tower of technology that nobody dares look down because they don't want to see what weird corpses of the software developers before them, what like rickety little structure made of skeletons they're actually standing on. A computer they're just bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all software. That's like 90% of what people think computers are is actually just software. The computer itself is really stupid. It just does math really fast. That's it. and then a bunch of idiots made the types of math for it to do. And then it does that math all day. And then someone else is like, well, I'm going to take this math and then do some math on top of it. And then I'm going to do this math that makes it do those other maths a bunch of times. And then everything gets really slow and shitty and inefficient.
A lot of math.
It's literally all math, and it's all made up, and nobody knows how any of it works. And it's a goddamn miracle that our cars don't crash themselves when they self-drive.
All right, what's the difference between a Raspberry Pi and an Arduino? Why can't you use a Raspberry Pi like an Arduino?
Because a Raspberry Pi is software; it's an operating system. So you're not controlling the computer. You're asking the operating system to do what you want. Whereas a microcontroller, you were like, for the most part, you're controlling the computer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
Okay.
I don't know how to use Arduinos.
Really?
I can use a Raspberry Pi like the back of my hand.
Arduinos are
Really?
way dumber than Raspberry Pis, but you can tell them exactly what to do.
Yeah.
You can say, I want you to do this thing. Like, you can have, like, as close as you can get to, I mean, this is all pendant, some old crusty butt fucker is going to comment. You can basically tell it exactly what you
Hi,
want to
old
do.
crusty
Like,
butt fucker.
all the data that goes into the CPU.
He programs
like,
the Raspberry Pi machine code so he can make it do exactly what he wants to do.
He's like, unless you're physically punching
assembly.
out the data, it's not, assembly is like not even really truly, I think, the bottom. I think machine code is like the bottom. Nobody does that because unless they're you, whatever.
Yeah, whoever you are, whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Old crusty butt
Old
fucker.
crusty butt fucker. Basically, you're giving it instructions on exactly what you want it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the operating system, Raspberry Pi, like Linux, you're saying, I would like this to happen, and then it's determining when and how to do it. Like, you still have to enable certain things, but it's essentially a big software stack that you're kind of standing on the top of.
Well, because I was thinking, it's got a really fast processor on it.
Mm-hmm.
It probably has a lot better peripherals like on the board than a Arduino
it's way
does.
more complicated.
But it's like,
more
okay, how do I use the ADC on it? And I'm like, I don't know, nobody knows.
It's just software.
They can tell you how to like run a
on skeletons.
run like a weather station on your.
If you want something to
Raspberry
happen
Pi.
in real time, you have to be at a lower level because you're basically saying like, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, I want you to do this. Like, there are things where you want the timing to be so perfect that I've seen you can put delays in assembly where it's like wait, and you like will literally wait like 4 clock cycles.
Yeah.
Yes, like you'll stop everything for 4 clock cycles and then initiate something so you can get your timing down to literally fractions, like whatever the clock speed is.
What's Verilog? Do you know what that is?
That is FPGA, an FPGA language. So Verilog, there's Verilog, and then the other one is I think I took a class on the other one.
That's like you're telling the gates what to do specifically, right?
Yeah, that one is like programming, but it gets turned into logic. That one's fucked.
Guys,
I think we've lost
guys.
about.
I can smell the retention just
Nah,
drop.
dude.
Oh my god.
No.
Does anybody want a
Can
Red
we talk
Bull?
about some drummers?
Yeah,
we gotta make up for that.
I'm actually gonna get a Red Bull. Anybody want anything?
Drake or Kendrick?
VHDL.
Drake or Kendrick?
Verilog and VHDL.
Kendrick.
Kendrick?
Yeah.
Drake for sure. Team Drake.
Oh shit.
Jabril.
Oh, shit. Of course, Kendrick. Come on.
No.
Come on. They not like us.
Traitor.
Come on, man. What do you mean, Drake? Are you from Canada?
Hey, not like us.
He's not like
Not
us.
like us.
He's not like us
Not
at
like
all.
us.
I think that I'm glad that I'm not Drake.
Dude, that shit is pretty fucking crazy to me,
Bad.
man.
Do you how into that drama are you?
I'm like super into that drama. Finally,
Really?
something for me that I can relate to.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I being a person of the internet, having gone years and years and years of like, oh, this streamer did this thing. Oh, this fucking YouTuber fucking went to the playground after midnight. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Finally,
which YouTuber was that?
I'm just saying, finally, we got like a couple of black rappers going at it. Like, yes, drama. I love it. I love it. I love every bit of it.
What was your favorite part?
I was with bated breath watching every single moment on my phone for a new Kendrick or a new Drake record to drop in the heat of it.
Who were you most excited about dropping? Which one? Was it like you're watching a dumpster fire?
No. So they're definitely like two of the top artists of like this decade, maybe 2 decades.
Who's better at banging underage kids?
Well, the evidence will show that potentially Drake. Don't sue me. This is.
These are unfounded claims. We're just speculating. Think about it.
We're just
think about it.
speculating,
I'm just saying, think about it. Who wants us in?
Yeah, he does have some sus footage out there. I will say it's quite sus, but listen, I could talk about this for
No,
hey
long
man,
time.
we're here.
Well, we should.
We're
If this
here.
was live, we could poll. People want to talk about Verilog or Drake. And,
I think
you know what? I
quite
swear to
bad.
God, they'd vote for Verilog. They would do it just to.
True.
Just to watch you squirm.
Very true. Have you followed any of it at all?
A little bit. I don't really fully understand everything other than Drake was just basically getting run over by a school bus.
Okay, explain to me what of it do you understand?
I understand. My opinion on the Kendrick versus Drake is more about Drake. Drake,
Okay.
there's kind of this like Hollywood thing where some people, they just have so much success and so little. I'm just talking my ass right now, but I want to say like very little real life experience, that they sort of just start doing weird things. And sometimes that weird thing is like, I don't really have to follow the rules. And sometimes that rule is, things like don't diddle kids. And I think that Drake gives off this vibe of like, he doesn't have to follow the rules because he's super successful. Nobody tells him no, including kids. And I
Allegedly.
I just get this vibe that Drake is a fucking enormous loser. Does that make sense?
Holy shit, dude.
Does that make sense?
You get that vibe.
I get the vibe that Drake is a absolute fucking giga loser.
That is what this entire beef is about.
Like Kendrick to me, I know nothing about either of them.
Yeah.
Seems like a normal ass fucking dude. Drake is a huge fucking loser.
That's what this entire beef is about.
It's not even a beef. Like, it's just Drake, I think, genuinely super sucks. Like, if I had to pick one person to hang out with, it would absolutely be like Kendrick. Like, nothing, no holds bar, no bars held. Like, I genuinely, I'm trying to think what other person gives me Drake vibes.
There has to be someone you know. Someone.
I mean, like,
someone that was at Open Sancho.
God.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just trying to think of like another traditional media person that
Sure.
gives me that like just giga loser. Kind of maybe like Elon Musk a little
Okay.
bit. Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
Like Elon has giga loser vibes of just like having a really hard time with people saying like no.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
they get their way all the time and they're super successful. And when something doesn't go as they plan, they just kind of throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
I think Drake is a huge fucking loser. Like,
Yeah.
like he just joined and he immediately said yeah.
I mean, that's the vibe I get. My girlfriend's actually been following the whole thing, and I've had her
Damn.
explain it to
Yeah.
me, like as it's happening.
Bring
like,
Sandra in.
dude, she would be able to tell you exactly what's going on. Not even kidding. Like, she was telling me about like how they released all their like, music copyright free, so people could use it. And they're like, that's what Kendrick did. And then there was like the whole BBL Drizzy thing.
Yeah.
By she even like knows the name of the guy that released that, and yeah, she's in
Metro
it.
Boomin.
How many times have there been like unfounded like kind of like pedo accusations like that? Like when someone starts saying shit like that, like you're entering like pretty dangerous defamation territory.
Yeah.
And so I swear to God, there's almost always something, like there's some reason. Like even if it's not true, to say that means that there's something creepy.
Wow, I just gotta say, the ones with real sugar in them, oh my God, you were right. They're so
better.
much better.
Yeah, they're way better. Yeah, Red Bull sugar free.
Well, you had to taste it to figure that out.
I just always get the sugar free, and this is all that Will has, so I tried it.
But I'm saying, like, you're like sugar free versus sugar. I wonder which one tastes better.
Well, yeah.
There are very few things that are sugar free that taste okay.
I think that Diet Coke tastes better than regular Coke. I think that it's like regular Coke's more muted, and Diet Coke has a twang to it. It's an aspartame.
I agree. I don't think it's better, but I think Diet Coke does. I can understand why somebody would like the taste of Diet Coke.
Back to Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that this is your takeaway with your limited information.
Yeah.
Because you're quite spot on.
I'm basing it just off of what I've seen of Drake.
He just seems like a crybaby, like
Yeah.
a little whiner, you know? Yeah.
You know,
Like the nerd that he played in, what is it, Degrassi?
In Degrassi,
It
yeah.
wasn't
him.
acting. It's like actually
Yeah.
him. And then he got cool and he took it way
Damn.
too fucking far.
dude, you were like pinpoint, like
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah.
So The whole like rap and hip hop thing, it goes fucking deep in terms of like the figures that people like to gatekeep and let rise to the top. And Drake somehow figured out a way to get in there and become like one of the biggest, probably of history, rap stars ever. But a lot of what you're saying is exactly true, and it goes really, really deep. And there's a lot of like really bad evidence of him like doing such stuff with young underage kids.
If a professional piano player is a pianist, a professional rapper.
Professional race car driver.
Holy shit. Keep that one alone. No. But I just find that to be really interesting based on the information that you have. Like, you're pretty spot on. At least that's the criticism a lot of people levy at him, is that like he is a big crybaby. Like the smallest thing happens and he's like subtweeting or posting on Instagram like, hey,
like in the comments, like arguing with people, kind of energy.
In comments, and
you can learn, I think, a lot. Like you could sort of look at these situations and kind of write a playbook. I'm actually surprised no one's really done it. Like, what does Drake do that absolutely does not work in the how to deal with the internet playbook? Is like, don't subtweet shit. Don't communicate. Like, the more you communicate that kind of stuff, the more it obviously bothers you.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a huge L.
And then it seems like you're defending yourself too.
Exactly. It's almost this weird admission of like guilt. Like it's frustrating because you could basically, it's a situation where someone accuses you of something, and then the harder you defend against it, the more it looks like you did do the thing. How did it even start? How did the whole Drake and did Kendrick just drop?
Dude, no. This goes back maybe like 15 years. This goes back a really long time. So I'll tell you one instance.
That's how long Drake's been banging kids for?
I'll tell you one instance. So I don't remember what exactly like started it, but I guess Kendrick, Drake, I don't know, something happened, but Kendrick had did a little shot at Drake.
Yeah.
And so Drake, many years ago.
Yeah.
So Drake's response to that was to hit up a Los Angeles artist, right? He's Drake, one of the biggest artists in the world. You can get basically whatever you want, right? Hit up a Los Angeles artist, does a song with them, and then goes to Kendrick's hood, films a music video to then send shots at Kendrick.
Yeah.
That's just cringe. It's just cringe.
Yeah.
Like he's in, look, Kendrick's from the hood, right?
Yeah.
Like gangsters and all that shit, right? He's in a music video full of gangsters that he didn't grow up with, doesn't fucking know. Use them as like a prop piece.
He's like poser.
And I'm fucking gangster, I'm macho. But it's like that's so fucking strange.
Was it Kendrick's like friends and crew? Because that'd be even worse.
It wasn't his friends and crew. He probably knew some of them, but Compton has like a bunch of different fucking sets all over the place and shit like that. But it was close enough to home where it's like, what are you doing? You're from Canada, dog. Like,
and how long after the first thing was that? Was that years? Like, it's been festering forever?
Yeah, they've been going back and forth for many years.
So it was like this. Kendrick did this one thing to him, and he just simmered on it for years, and then did this music video.
Did Drake start it?
I don't know what started it. That part I don't.
That was kind of like the big start. Though,
I think that was probably where he was like, okay, what the hell are you doing at that point?
So that was like the biggest push.
I think so. Everything that I've seen, I would wager that was the biggest push, because it something like that. Imagine if you and I are beefing, I go to
took it way too far. Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Okay, so then it turned into like a war instead of just like a little beef. Okay.
Yeah. And then the thing that set this off recently was, I guess it was him and another big artist did a song together. And then they said that they were the goats of rapping, and then left out Kendrick. I think they might even mentioned him.
Yeah.
And then he replied back saying nah, fuck all y'all. It's only me. I'm the only best rapper. And then he threw shots at Drake officially.
Imagine making a YouTube video about how you're the best YouTuber. How fucking
I know.
How bizarre and cringe that would be.
That'd be kind of fun.
I think I cannot imagine how you could do it. There's no way. There's no way to pull that off. You would just look like Drake,
I think I think there is a way to do it, but it's very different. It'd be a very different approach.
It's like, what if we show up to Crunch Labs and film our own video?
Yeah. In front
Oh my god.
It's right in front.
Yeah.
Mark's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is interesting. It is a very different dynamic, and I wonder why that is. Is it the parasocial element that makes it Like,
I don't know. It feels like YouTube is a little bit more real. I can't imagine, like, why would you make a song about being the greatest rappers ever when you could just make a song and then make money and then pay your bills and live a lavish lifestyle?
And then why, if somebody makes a song about being the greatest rapper, do you feel like you gotta say, nah, it's me?
I think if I were to take any guesses, I think if you take it back to the origin of like rap and hip hop, it started as a very competitive sport.
Yeah.
Like it was a one-on-one, like, yo, rap it, and then it would declare the winner.
Yeah.
And I think that part of rap and hip hop, it just stayed where it's like, I'm the big dog. No,
Yeah.
I'm the big dog.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of money to be made.
It's definitely marketing.
Yeah.
But
I think there's also some truth to like,
because everybody says that they're the greatest, like Lil Wayne. I don't know.
Yeah.
but if you go to like country music, they ain't doing that shit.
No.
I fucked my tractor last night.
I fucked it harder than you.
I banged your tractor harder.
She's my
than
tractor
you
now.
I don't endorse this. I do not endorse.
I'm the best tractor fucker.
Middle America, I love you. Okay.
Dude, they know what they got. I think there's a lot of, sort of money to be made off of that, the beefs, right? Because it just gets people's attention. Like,
they were talking about it on NPR.
Dude,
like doing a full analysis
that's how
of
you
like
know you
rap
made it.
battles throughout history.
Which was so interesting.
Yeah.
Because like, when you like rap and hip hop, like it has its own like little niche.
Yeah, definitely.
Like culture, if you will.
yeah.
But then the beef came. And, like, all of these like popular websites were like giving their opinions. Like, where the fuck have you been for the past 20 years? I don't give a fuck what you have to say. Like,
it was like a fucking car chase. It was like all the TV stations stopped airing whatever show and just put on the overhead helicopter footage of like a police chase, like everyone. Like probably the NPR finance show was talking
brought
about
in
it.
some like rap beef expert.
Oh my
who
god!
Who was comparing it to like Biggie and Tupac from back in the day and like all this. And I'm like, I don't know if you can really compare it to something like that. People like died, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe Drake. Did Drake die? Is
his bodyguard got shot or something?
I was I think 3 maybe. Actually, I don't know when that happened. When did that happen?
I don't know.
No,
A while
90s?
ago.
Early 90s? Late
Early
90s?
90s.
What were we talking about?
Tupac?
He died in 96, I believe.
Dude, yeah, I was like 5.
Anyway.
I was barely alive.
Yeah, everybody is in on it. Everybody's like picking a side.
I can't imagine who was picking Drake's side. Was anybody picking Drake's side?
A very specific type of person was picking Drake's side.
Pedos? And creeps?
I think some people were kind of picking his side because he is like pretty big and they're like associated with him somewhat, and they don't want to,
So they doubled down.
A lot of people were playing the fence really hard.
Yeah.
Well, there's this thing with Drake, right? Where like he's so big and popular that he crosses genres.
Yeah.
So like you really only like Kendrick if you really like rap. Like if you really like the content of rap, you like Kendrick. But if you're outside of that, if you go to clubs, just like listen to pop music and shit, you only really know Drake. You don't know shit about Kendrick.
Yeah.
So like a lot of those people are riding for Drake, and with excusing some very sus evidence, if you ask me. But it is what it is, I suppose.
What do you think? Is it like over?
The beef?
I mean, like, yeah, I guess the height of the beef is over.
I think it is for now, but I think that they're both pretty petty people, so it is going to come back up.
Do you think that, like, how much of the sort of, I would say, I keep saying pedo shit, how much of that you think is, like, based on something?
Dude, I can send you a video right now that it has, like, some fucking insane evidence.
A breakdown of it?
It's like photos, videos, it's very sus. It's very fucking sus.
I would not be surprised. What do they say? It's the ones you most expect?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's always the ones that you most suspected.
The only one I know about is he was talking to the girl from Stranger Things for a while. And like
there's
people
so
kept
much
bringing
of that
up.
just weird shit.
She was 13. He was 32 or something.
Did they ever work together on a shoot or anything?
She was on his private boat.
Oh, was it like a cool boat though?
He has a lot of money.
Candy and puppies on it.
I don't. I would
There's
hope
like free
not.
candy spray painted on the side.
I
of his
would-
boat.
Let me say allegedly. It's not confirmed.
No. Free Eggo waffles.
Yeah, I'd go on Drake's boat for free Eggo waffles.
Billy Bobby Brown.
What a fucking dude. You know what? I think
On her Instagram, people are always saying like, you just say what you gotta say and end this. Just like, you know.
If Drake was my friend, I would say, I mean, first of all, I don't even think
Like,
it
she
would.
has the
I'd be like,
power
what
to
the
end it
fuck
all.
are you doing?
One way or another.
And then I don't think I would continue being friends with somebody like that if they kept doing that kind of, like, literally I cannot think of like anybody that I'm close with doing any shit like that.
Yes.
Like any shit.
Yes.
Like it like what in what world is it even mildly appropriate to have that kind of weird public conversation with a person that much younger with you? Like
if you're both celebrities, I think it makes more sense.
But the parents should be involved if someone's 13. Like there's just
They probably
something
are.
so fucking off about it. Like I'm not saying that it's malicious or anything, because it could be totally fine. There's something about it
But
that feels not
it's the
fine.
habitual nature of it that makes it weird.
Right.
It's not the one-off.
Consistent
one-off.
perv.
It's this consistency. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
And there was like the meme of me, like, you know, the messages are whispering, the kind of just like weird shit that was being said. I remember there was a whole hubbub about this. Like how long ago was that? Like 8 years ago now? The Millie Bobby Brown stuff.
Oh yeah. When they were texting and shit.
Yeah.
She
Corey,
was
you want to look
great
up
too.
what's
I don't know.
Millie Bobby Brown? Millie Bobby Brown. That's a Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, allegedly they were texting a lot, and she did an interview, and she was like, they were like, how's talking to Drake? Oh, he gives me dating advice. She's like 14 years old. Like, what the fuck is Drake giving you dating advice? That's not your dad, dog. Like, what the
Bro,
Yeah,
it's
fuck?
too.
Look. 14-year-old Millie Bobby Brown spoke about him on the red carpet, 2018 Emmys.
Couple months
I
later.
love him. I met him in Australia. He's honestly fantastic. A great friend, great role model. We texted each other the other day. He was like, I miss you so much. And I was like, I miss you more. He gives me advice about boys. Like, that's sus, dog.
Like, dude, if this was your niece or something, fine. That's so. There's something so sus.
In your 30s, like you're in your 30s.
Yeah.
Are you telling a 14-year-old girl I miss you so much? That's not related to you?
I would give her a high
Are you?
five.
No.
I would be like, yeah, do good in school, and then I would fucking leave.
You have
exactly.
everything to lose. And you're telling a 14-year-old, I miss you so much.
Okay, how many
miss you so
13-year-old
much.
boys is Drake giving advice to? Let's see. Let's
God.
normalize the data. Let's compare. Ask ChatGPT. Yeah.
It's just their smoke. That's all. I'm
Dude,
saying.
I know.
There's smoke.
There's like a shark in the water, and it's Drake.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's this weird thing with power. That, like, when you desire power, you don't have it, and you finally get it, and then no one around you tells you no.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
weird shit happens.
Yes.
Yeah, you were just talking about that, Will. It's like, you know, a guy that never really does good with girls suddenly like
Yes.
gets
Yes.
a lot of money or power, and they get really weird and creepy.
Yep. I don't understand how people don't. It's like a soft start. I think kind of
Like, you know,
like struggling is very important because it kind of helps you to understand the scale of things and relationships. And what did ChatGPT say? Did it not like that? Oh, it might violate our usage.
Wait,
Speaking
does
of
its
violating,
response violated the usage policies too?
wow, that's how you know Drake did something bad.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I'm not sure why. I think a lot of people have trouble like empathizing of like why what they do would be shitty if someone did it to them. And so when they kind of get that authority or that power, you know, like they're able to manipulate people, they just kind of do it. And then, I don't know. I never really understood that. Like,
Which is a great segue to Dr. Disrespect.
Doctor disrespecting the age of consent. I'm so proud of him.
I have a question.
He lived his life the way he wanted to.
Is this thing just because we have more access to information, or is it like pedos are up right now? Like,
I think that I think it's just more access to information. I guarantee that pedo stuff has probably been on the decline for a while. I guarantee that like 300 years ago, pedo stuff was way worse than it is now.
sure.
100%.
But is it really pedo if it's normalized?
It is. I mean, I don't know. This is like whatever. I think no. I mean, no. I don't know. I think if it's Man, see, the rules were made for reasons, and I don't fully understand those reasons. And the rules also are quite variable.
Careful, William.
I'm just saying, everything. We live in a society, you know. Some
Yeah,
states
it
are
is a
like
society.
16, some states say 18, some say, you know, some people self-inflict. You know, they regulate themselves. They say like, I won't have sex till I'm fucking 40.
And you think that the underage ones are bad?
What do you mean?
Like you think the age of consent of 16 is bad?
Oh, I have no idea.
Here's my opinion on it.
I'm not. I have never
that
really.
It is illegal, and people are willing to break those laws means that they're the worst kind of person to be breaking those laws.
Yeah.
Wait, repeat that for me one time.
Yeah.
So it's illegal, right?
Yes.
That you're not supposed, you know, you don't talk to underage girls.
Right. Don't look at them.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
This guy
fucking
gets
turn
it.
around, walk away.
Yep.
Do the whatever Drake does. Do the opposite.
Yeah. So the person that breaks those laws, they already like don't have a concept of like, you know, right and wrong, almost. So they're the person that's gonna go like the farthest with it or something.
I personally, I think there's like a sliding scale. Like if you are, I mean, there's like a point where you don't even want to talk about this, but like let's say you start at like, you know, it's like the half your age plus 7. I think is like a very good gauge. It's like, you know, it falls apart below 14, but I don't think we should have that conversation. It's basically like a maturity balance. Like is this like a fair dynamic or an unfair dynamic? And I think a 30-year-old man and a 13-year-old girl is a very weird dynamic because that 13-year-old girl doesn't have any idea what this famous dude's intents are, which him talking to a 13-year-old girl is like, I can't imagine anything other than extremely fucking weird or very friendly. I don't know. Drake doesn't give me that like friendly Mr. Rogers vibe. He gives me that like touchy pervert vibe. I think that there is something to be said about a sliding scale. Like, and you can just start saying numbers. If you're 15 and 15, that's probably fine. If you're 16 and 16, that's fine. If you're 16 and 30, that's not fine. But 16 and 18 is probably okay. But 16 and 21 might not be. And so it's like, it's not that there is a fixed number. It's more like a fuzzy thing.
Yeah, and there is some kind of probably like, you know, like, what do you call it? Like, I don't know, like stuff going on behind the scenes that you got to quantify. Like,
I just think that the way that everybody is built drives you to do this thing that we have laws about. And
like, I don't know, maybe they met each other in freaking church summer camp or something, and they've known each other forever.
That's how we know we trust them. Is that
Or-
they have the Lord has the word of the Lord is in them.
Or it's like the 25-year-old ice cream man kidnaps the 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, exactly. I just think that people are like, I don't know. You need rules. If you don't have
I
rules,
think back in
people
the
do
day it
bad
was probably
things.
like definitely way worse. But I don't know if it was like, I think maybe it was like more marriage related and like utilitarian than a creepy thing.
It's just like a weird power thing.
You know, it's like you got to give your daughter away to somebody's farm.
But to be fair,
Yeah.
laws were very different back then. Like women couldn't even vote and shit.
Dude, laws
Oh,
are
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that it was any better for the women,
No, I think it's definitely better now.
but I think like the intent of marrying a 12-year-old back in the day probably wasn't to, because she was 12. You know, it's kind of probably just like you had to get her before somebody else did, because
When I was 12, that was like the last thing I was thinking about, and I think that's probably the problem. Is that
Exactly.
it's a whole world of things that you're not even privy to. You're kind of just a kid.
But you were born in a different society, though.
Yes.
If you were at the age of
That's
fucking
right.
6 and your parents like, we gotta get you ready for pregnancy at 12, like it'd be a different life.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm really curious. Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah. I think that he is.
I didn't
he
even
lived
say
his
my
life
question.
the way he wanted, and I'm proud of him for that. I think that if you have a dream, you should follow it. Don't let your dreams be
Christ.
dreams. You do whatever you want. There might be consequences, but at least you pursue. That's it. That's all I have to say. Is Dr. Disrespect did a great job doing what he chose to do in life. And then he can go get a real fucking job now.
Oh my God.
He's got to be rich enough to not have to have a job, right?
Oh yeah,
I'd imagine
definitely.
so, yeah.
Could you, like, seriously, like, you're rich enough to not have a job and you're freaking DMing kids? This happened a couple, like, what, 4 years ago, though?
I think it was
17, 17.
That almost makes it
Oh wow,
worse.
that's a while ago.
Right at the height of his, like, as he was coming up. As he was
Got his first taste of power.
As he was coming up, he tried coming.
No,
Trying,
don't finish that.
I'm stitching this together. I'm
no,
not sure
you
how
don't
to,
need to.
I'm trying to figure out how to deliver this. Doctor disrespecting the agent.
My employees are scaring me. What should I do?
Oh, are we supposed to see this, Cord? I think that. What are we supposed to say about Doctor Disrespect?
No,
I think
it just amazes me.
it's very funny. I think it's very funny that Doctor Disrespect, of all the people, you know, because there's like a very kind of righteousness, like there's a little bit more conservative side of the like YouTube, Twitch streaming sphere, and that's very funny to me. It's just like very righteous, very like aggressive kind of political and character stances, and then it's like the exact opposite. Like, I think personally, Dr. Disrespect, the character, would be a staunch advocate against pedophilia. And then the guy is apparently does it. He engages in it. And that's very funny to me. I mean, it's not funny.
Yeah.
It's, what's the word?
Humorous?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's not like funny.
Yeah.
It's humorous. It's like, it's not ironic.
I have a question.
It's disgusting.
I have a question. So I was reading some of the threads that people were posting about the Doctor Disrespect thing, and there's this like a good cluster of people that were really upset that people were calling him a pedophile.
Yeah.
Specifically. They're like, you can't call him a pedophile because I believe they said pedophile means you're attracted to prepubescent bodies, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you call them if there's something like
Dude, this is the classic Reddit neckbeard argument
this
of
is my
like
point.
debating the semantics of pedophilia.
This is my point. It's like if you gotta break down like what exact fucking form of pedophile they are. It's like,
No, I'm not a pedophile. Those guys are gross. I only like girls that are like 15
I just
to 18.
DM them. I never follow through.
I thought that shit was outrageous.
I think that they're very, very brave for putting their neck on the line for Dr. Disrespect in that manner. And they should be, I'm very proud of them. And their families should be very proud of them.
Yeah, and FBI agents, these guys right here.
Yeah. I think it's very easy to not do what Dr. Disrespect did. I think
I don't think Dr. Respect would agree with that.
To not DM. How old is she? 16?
I believe she was 17. I don't
17.
know. I don't. It's just really sus, man. And I don't know. I can't see a world where like you have everything. You can get anything you want, dude.
Anything.
You can get a woman who's your age.
You can get 16-year-old babes.
You can get 7 women that are your age.
I'm Dr. Disrespect, and there's only one thing I want. I don't want to play video games. I don't want to go on vacation. I want to DM a 17-year-old girl. That's what I'm telling you. This guy was probably a fucking loser in school, right? And there was no girls when he was 17 wanted to talk to him, so he just got excited when a 16.
Finally, I can live out my high school
Trying
dream.
to
high
make
school
up
dreams.
for past time.
Yeah.
He had a kid at that point too, no?
He had a wife at that point.
Yeah.
God, what a fucking legend.
When you say it like that, that's pretty funny.
It is. I think that's what I'm telling you, bro. He did everything he wanted to do, and I'm proud of him. What an idiot, though. Dude. There's a couple rules that are like easy to follow that will just
What shoes are these?
make your life so much better.
Puma.
All the Pumas.
What do you think about Dr. Disrespect?
I honestly don't watch
I don't
any
either.
stream.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
And I find it to be geared towards like
17-year-olds.
probably a little younger than that. Yeah, so I knew of him. I knew like the character and all that stuff. I knew the deals. I knew the deals he got for sure.
Yeah.
And I wish I could understand like what compels you to do such a thing. Like, it's just like every person on this planet is fighting for the life to get where he's at.
Yeah.
And in one little DM to someone he knew was underage, he just threw it all away.
He's fighting
You
for
know what?
his
I'm
life.
just so glad I don't have to worry about this. I don't think I've ever had a single underage girl message me
No.
about anything.
All I get are aggressive homosexual men
Yeah.
in my DMs.
All I get are like little boys asking me what happens if you mix gasoline and styrofoam and then light it on fire.
And you say, no, don't do that. It's dangerous. You should mix ammonia and bleach. I think that
They're like, too late. Send me a picture.
I think there's a lot of things that are like intrusive thoughts, like your brain does brain things, and then your brain also has the second job of ignoring half the brain things, and for some reason some people are missing the ignore part.
Okay, fuck that. I have another question.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched
said too?
Have you guys watched any of the Starlink launches, the SpaceX?
I hear them all the time.
Yeah, I
You
see them.
hear
Yeah,
them?
they detonate.
Yeah.
You can see there was one the other day. You texted me, I think, or no. I saw the neighbors setting up lawn chairs outside.
Yeah.
And you can see it.
Your neighbors were setting up launchers
Yes.
to launch a SpaceX rocket.
To watch the satellite launches. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was over at your house, like
Wait, launchers
2 or 3
to do what? Did launchers do?
Lawn chairs. Just to sit.
launcher. I heard
No.
launchers.
No. Lawn chairs.
Yeah, the same people
lawn
that we saw
chairs.
the other time I was over at your place, and we
Yeah.
saw
The one that was fucking insane though. So they launched from Vandenberg, which is like a couple hours north of here.
miles away.
Something like that. Yeah. Don't be too precise, please, Kevin.
Depends on which route you take.
And you basically get this sunset in a rocket.
Yeah. Yep.
So the sunset is lower than
You can't see the sun because it's below the horizon.
correct,
But the sun,
rocket is above the horizon.
And you
Yeah.
can see the different wavelengths of light too.
Dude, the whole thing fucking was glowing like
so
this like
bright.
space jellyfish. It was insane. It was
Yeah.
one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
How many have you seen?
Well, maybe like a half dozen.
Okay.
It's easy to miss them.
Since I've been here, man, it's been a lot.
How do
I
you
want to
catch
say
them?
like
You just look-
probably like
there's
10
an
of
app.
them.
There's an app. You have an app. Do you have the app? How do you know?
My Alexa tells me.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
You put a reminder.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, I just see it online. I think I see it on Twitter a lot whenever I log on as like SpaceX tweets.
Oh, okay.
So
But I brought this up for a reason. So I love watching the SpaceX launches. I have the app. It sends me notifications, tells me
See,
what
that's a real hobby. That's an actual hobby that a grown man should have.
I respect that.
I respect you in a different way than I respect Dr. Disrespect.
To be fair, SpaceX launches are younger than. I'm just kidding.
The SpaceX is over 18, right?
Look, I'm gonna get a point here. So I love watching the launches, right? However, it hit me the other day. I was watching the launch, and I was like, "What are they doing?"
Satellites.
do you know?
I don't know anyone who uses.
Do you know
them.
how many they
Well,
have?
here you don't need
They
them.
have a lot.
Dude, it's like
Thousands.
5,000-6,000 satellites they've put up.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
It is.
Wait, how many
Yeah.
satellites per launch then?
Dozens, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot.
60.
That's why there's so many going up all the time. It's like, I mean, literally, it was like
It's like one
every
a week. Yeah.
Hey, SpaceX 22. You're good.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice.
Game.
Nice.
Nice.
So you're saying every launch has multiple satellites on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
that
a
makes
cluster
sense.
bomb of satellites.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. But my question is, I don't know anyone who uses the service.
You
They have
are not talking to the right people.
14 million
It's like-
people. I think you
Do
can look
you
that
know
up.
anyone
Cord.
that uses the service?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But just like from online, like from the internet, because here your service is going to be much better cabled. But like it's just like a rural America problem. It's like the whole, like when you look at like the square footage of politics in America, you see there's like a ton of red.
Yeah.
But the red is low density. Like it tends to be real low. Yeah. So it's like a large part of the states has such low density that it's difficult to run like proper
Only
infrastructure for everything.
3 million. I was way off. I thought it was 12.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, but I thought it was more.
And so the idea behind it is it's Wi-Fi in space, essentially.
Yeah, it's beaming down an internet connection to a receiver on the ground. So you can get connected to the internet with higher speeds without having to run this insane amount of infrastructure to rural areas.
They're trying to do cell service now too.
From space?
Yeah.
Do you need a thing though? Do you need a dish for that?
No,
Is it just internet? How the fuck do you do cell service from space?
I don't
Aren't you
know. I mean,
dumb?
that's how the Iridium satellites work, the satellite phones. But I
Yeah,
think
but that's a special.
it just has like a bigger antenna on
Yeah.
it. But I think it's the same thing.
So you just have to have like a special cell phone?
No, I think that they're figuring out a way to do it without, I don't know, like a different
Dude, that thing would
wavelength.
actually cook your nuts.
Can you send data from the mobile towers to Starlink?
Yeah, once you get to a tower, the tower will have the
yeah.
infrastructure you need. So like I think the way that the towers here work is it probably is sort of just internet, right? The towers talk over servers to.
Oh yeah.
And then it just goes over the internet.
I know the Verizon like station, like the big Verizon like internet hub in my town had a huge antenna that was like pointing up in the sky. So
God.
I think that, yeah, to God, to the sun, it would talk to the sun.
Yeah,
that's where we get our internet from.
It's like, I think that the hard part of getting internet to places in the middle of nowhere is literally just you have to run enormous lengths of cable. Like we've gotten quotes. I heard of somebody, a friend of a friend wanted to get fiber run to their house up in Silicon Valley, like Bay Area. And I think they paid like $80,000 for the telecom to run the like a couple miles.
But I thought the Starlink model was supposed to circumvent that whole process.
It does. Yeah. And so it's cheaper to get internet to a place that would be expensive.
And why would cell data be different than Wi-Fi data?
Cell data.
Because with the Starlink, you have to have this like big base station at your house. So it's like if you had, because you need to be able to like capture
the signal,
the signal coming back,
Cell
and you
data's
have to like
shittier,
have
though.
something strong enough so the satellite up there can see the signal that you're sending them.
You could
so like
do-
to do that all on a cell phone would be pretty impressive because that means that
It's
like
low
everything would be
bandwidth.
super sensitive.
I think you could do it for voice, right? Because you like the way that data transmission works is it sends it multiple times. Like this is how Wi-Fi works: is it sends data until the data is received properly. So when your signal's getting weaker, it's not that the signal's getting weaker; it's getting less reliable, and so it has to send the same data over and over and over and over and over again until it finally makes it through, and then it checks to make sure that it's done correctly. And so when you get further away, your bandwidth is reduced because it takes more tries. It's like yelling something at somebody and they can't hear you. And they're like, what? And then you're like, get closer. And then you say it again. You're like, what? It's like until you get close enough that you can reliably, send data on the first try. So if you're limiting it to just voice, I could see it working.
also maybe the satellites are lower, so it's easier. They're not as
it's
far.
it's less data. And so it's faster. So you don't maybe need the giant antenna. Maybe. I'm not, dude, wireless stuff is like wizard crap. Though.
Yeah.
Plus
And
the software.
the crazy
testing.
thing about SpaceX, the Starlink satellites too, is they're designed to fall out of the atmosphere after like, I don't know, a dozen years or something.
Did you hear?
Really?
They're dropping the ISS. Did you hear that shit?
Where?
I heard they're going to do that forever, but they're actually doing it this time.
I've seen
For
an
real,
article
though?
that it's actually planned that they're pulling out of commission.
Dude, I saw a satellite fall out of the sky like a month ago, and I thought that the world was about to end. It was insane looking.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, when you
What
see
state?
here, I was like just looking out my window at night on the computer, and I see this like
January 3rd, 31.
thing falling out of the sky. It looks like,
On
when
fire?
they show the dinosaurs about to get hit by a meteor, that's what it looked
It
like.
was
You're like,
planned
oh,
for
this is what we
this year.
get. This
Yeah,
God's
no, it
punishing
was
us for
like, I
Dr.
actually-
Disrespect.
Wait, whoa, it was planned for this year, but now it's set for 2031.
They've been saying this for
makes
years,
it seem like they could
bro.
just leave it there and nothing bad would happen. What if they just let it fucking crash, dude? What the hell? You know how much math you'd have to do to make sure that it did hit something? What are the chances?
Lately,
wait.
space-
Let's do
Starlink-
the 9/11 thing.
Okay.
$10 billion. How much does it cost? $10 billion to deorbit? What do you think? No, probably 100. How much fucking money? $100 billion? They're going to pay some stupid amount of money to deorbit. Whoever's house it hits
Yeah.
gets that money.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
They stop maintaining it. They put it in escrow. Yeah, $843
Dude, that's
million.
that's a lottery.
You stop maintaining the satellite.
I don't know, man. That's
ISS.
Powerball's
You let it
higher
crash,
than that.
and then whoever it kills, they distribute the $843 million. across the-
Yeah.
Statistically, I can't say the fucking word.
Statistically. Statistically.
Say the word.
Statistically.
Speaking, it would hit no one.
Yeah, no way. It would kill like a dolphin or something.
Not even a dolphin.
Not even a dolphin. No, no, it wouldn't hit anything. No. I would bet $843 million on that.
Which I don't know why you just. made me
People are
think
pretty
about.
good about finding like where a meteor is. Like, they see like the streak across the atmosphere,
Yeah.
and they can like tell exactly like
To chase it?
down to the square
No
mile about like
way.
where it ended up. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
Do they
they're-
triangulate? Like,
Yeah, they do it like with other spotters, so they can go like find the meteors. People do that with the SpaceX and just like stand there out in the desert,
take me out.
like this is for you.
That's the closest we'll get to an actual rapture.
Yeah,
Sorry, people who.
but the SpaceX like I don't know, like Falcon 9 missiles or like rockets have been actually like landing in places they shouldn't recently. Like the stuff is supposed to burn up,
Yeah.
but like the fins that they use to like stabilize on their or something, they're finding those like in
The
fields.
whole things or just chunks of it?
Chunks, but chunks the size of like your fridge.
Dude, I
so
would
like
be
they're finding
stoked.
rocket parts that aren't burning up on re-entry, like all over the place.
If
It's
I
happened like
found
I
that
think
in my
4 or
yard-
5 times recently.
You ever see when it launches and the little streaks that follow, like the
Oh
orbit?
yeah.
Is that?
I think those are the
Probably.
boosters coming back down to
Little
land.
chunks?
No. It's like it's
Oh,
past.
okay,
It's already
okay.
in orbit by that point.
Oh, okay.
It's probably
Well, I
debris.
think there is some stages that do like jettison off that aren't reusable that do have to burn
And
up.
they just hope it burns.
Yeah.
Pray to God.
Damn.
Dude, I would imagine a stabilizing fin landing in your front yard. Can I keep it? Or do they take it
Yeah.
back? They probably take it
Well, it's
back.
like all
I would try to
carbon
keep it.
fiber, and it's like
Yeah,
like
give me that.
frayed. It looks like
That's
some
mine.
alien spaceship.
You just
just
don't tell
floated.
anyone.
That's my carbon fiber.
Yeah, you
Dude,
just don't
that's
tell
your
anyone.
asbestos.
Put like a piece of glass on it, make a coffee
Oh
table.
yeah,
out
you
of
see
it.
that picture on the right? That's kind of what the satellite looked like coming back in. It looked like we're about to get cluster bombed by God.
Dude, that's what the ISS is gonna look like when I get my $840 million paycheck for it killing
Yeah.
my family.
That's quite amazing.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Speaking of which, you guys ever watch some of the footage in China how they launched their rockets?
Oh yeah, the
No.
You have it?
Wait, you mean the one that exploded?
hydrazine.
I can't hear you.
What?
Why is the door closed? Because we're roasting. We like it. It's like a sauna in here. It's like an hour-long.
You don't
sauna.
have nuts. You don't know what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's all
Maybe later. Thank you though. I appreciate it.
Do you want me to actually close this?
No, you can leave it open. I think they're trying to make I think John thinks it's funny.
Kevin, you have to. Court, is it possible to pull up footage of Chinese rockets? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about the one that
Lands in
was
neighbor.
supposed to launch but did.
No.
No, I think that's kind of just the whole part of the whole thing.
I know, didn't one just kind of like go
It's way
in
worse
some
than
city?
that.
It ripped
it's-
off the pad, right? Like the thing that it was attached to, like the rocket.
Oh, it ripped off the whole crane
Okay,
and
hold
took
on.
the crane
I don't
with
think you guys
it?
understand when they launch rockets.
Is this new?
They don't give a fuck about
Yes.
where the parts land.
Bro, this is how the helicopter was invented, man.
So they just literally have parts from the rocket just fall down to random villages. Like, yeah, I
Yes.
don't give fuck you. Like, we're the government. What you
I
do?
love failed rocket launches.
I love
This is not failed.